not their conscience. It's not your place, and it never will be your place. That's between them and God. Who are the real welfare recipients? It's rich dad. Because when the money is filtered down, okay, through the sluice, the economic sluice of society's social fabric, okay, where it's going through trickle, like it's like a slot machine. Where does it go? Well, it's going in their pocket, right? When it gets sorted out. So yeah, you could say, well, those welfare recipients used it for their Section 8 housing. Whose pocket did it go in? It's subsidizing housing. Do you know how much cheaper rents would be? The cost to buy a house would be if it wasn't for that damn Section 8 housing? And all I'm saying is buy people houses and solve the problem. Your taxes at least will eventually go down. But some people will say, oh, well, that's a hyper liberal thing for you to say. Well, if it makes sense, if it's logical and it's mathematically provable that it's prudent, fiscally conservative, then why wouldn't you do it? You want to, cut off your nose to spite your face? Cut your own damn throat, shoot yourself in the foot, whatever analogy you want to use, because you don't want to be seen as hyper liberal, overly generous with the poor plebs. Okay, but so you're going to say higher taxes are good. I'm saying no, I want your taxes lower. I want your whole cost of living lower. And if your taxes are part of your cost of living, your cost to survive, I want those lower. Yes, those need to be lower. Okay, but we got to not see this as a special interest group. A taxpayer group could be seen as a special interest group. But about all of us, we're all in that special interest. Everybody pays taxes, paying $2 over a pack of cigarettes taxes. Yeah, I would rather buy people houses with that money than support some idiots. I don't even know where that money's going. Research? They don't want to find a cure for cancer. Are you kidding? You know how many people would be out of work if they found a cure for cancer? It's insane. The whole system is insane. That's all I'm trying to tell people, convey to people. It doesn't make sense. So you're going to tell people because your job is unskilled that you deserve to be marginalized and subjugated. You don't deserve to make a living wage at what you do, even though those jobs are going to get more and more. Look, machinery is taking away so many jobs that don't require great skill. And what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to, it's bad. We shouldn't let the equipment in. I mean, it's happening. There's nothing you can do. What are we supposed to do? Go back to an ox and plow and get rid of all the harvesters that have taken thousands of people's jobs away, in one farm? So we can't go backward in that regard. The only way to make progress is through social, political, and economic understanding and putting our foot down, demanding that we, the people, have control over the issuance of currency. Have control over our fate, over our destiny. Okay, we decide what we want the next generation to look like. Do we want them to be more prosperous or not? And, I hear Alex Jones talk. He's always quoting that Victor Hugo quote. But, I wonder if he understands the paradox here. Because I don't think he would let his children go and want because it was, adversity. Okay, if he had the chance to do something, I don't think he could live with himself. So what's he really saying? That it's good for you to have adversity, that we need poor, and that's the problem in society, the breakdown of our culture, is because we've been spoiled and all this decadence and all this crap? No, it's gone the other way. What he means is that with the trinkets and knickknacks and gimmicks out there, I give you a smartphone, but take away your shelter, okay? Yeah, now you can play your Game Boy, but now you got tricked. Okay, it's a trade-off. So, yeah, in that sense, we've deteriorated. We're going down the tube. We're decaying. We've become decadent in that sense. But what's at fault? It's not a rise of the standard of living. The standard of living has been steadily going down my whole life. Okay, this has been going on for a long time. Since the inception of the Federal Reserve Bank, in fact, it goes back to the beginning. And they've been duping and taking people, tricking people, and stealing the wealth of the nation. That's the people of the nation, because that's what makes a nation, is the people. So that's whose wealth they're taking. And there's been one nail in the coffin after another. Okay, and they want us dead. That means they want the vast majority of people to lose their will to live, just destroy their standard of living, make it so burdensome, so onerous that nobody even wants to live anymore. They're just going to go get opiates and die on heroin overdoses, or get marched off to a FEMA camp if things get really ugly and nasty and civil war breaks out between the Trump supporters. If they kill Donald Trump and the Trump haters, okay, it's going to get freaking ugly, man. So people got to really start working overtime to inform people and to and to heal the divide, to stop the divide in its track and say, no, don't you understand? This is a plan. This is the New World Order cabal. And here's all the associates, the weather change alarmists that say that humans are causing it, the Bilderbergers, the money printing class, all these hypocritical elitists. These are the scum. These lying, cheating, backstabbing, traitorous politicians. They're fascists. Don't you understand how the government's been involved? The mainstream media is involved. That's why they're calling CNN ISIS. They're working together. That's it. These are their front men. They're hiding behind ISIS. They want you, that's the boogeyman. They want you to be afraid. You want to be afraid. Don't point at us. It's a distraction, diversion away from them. So we don't stay focused. We, the people, get undivided and focus your attention and get control of the money printing presses. Focus on your Constitution that gives you the right to do these things, and put your damn foot down, all of us collectively, and say, no, 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 no. No, this ship's turning, whether you like it or not, and we're God's instrument for helping that happen. We're the ones fighting the good fight on the ground, and if you kill us, let God's will be done. The saints and martyrs have been killed through the ages, and I'm ready. I'm anytime. If that's what you feel you need to do, because it's working to God's favor. It's going to expedite the time that we're going to extricate ourselves and turn this thing around. It's happening at the hand of God. If Trump succeeds at anything, it's at the hand and will of God, the finger of God. That's really what it is. It's not going to be because Trump's so great. No, yay, Trump, King Trump. No, it's always God. It's glory to Jesus Christ and God Almighty. That's how it's going to happen. And we, the people, can only be God's servants. That's the highest calling we can ever have, is to win friends for him. Try to persuade the evildoers not to be evil, to heal the divide. Explain things to the socialists and communists. Explain things to the capitalists. But if you're going to talk capitalism, let's make sure we have a meeting of the minds as to adhere to what we're talking about, supply and demand. Now let's define progress in those terms. Okay, let's be very clear about the distinction between crony capitalism and capitalism, how it's 180 degrees different, and how one is antithetical to the other. You understand? How they can't dupe you if you've got true capitalism. You can't be taken. You can't have the wealth of your nation taken with true capitalism. And progress means it's a rising tide of prosperity across the board, that we're all beneficiaries of our ancestors and the progress that we made at the hand of God. Again, God gave us the wherewithal to have everything we have. He gave us the planet and life in the first place. Then he gave us a brain to go out there in this invisible energy called imagination, ideas, thought. And we go out and build the Golden Gate Bridge and all this other crap, all the technologies and factories and all this. It's God that did that. And it belongs to you. It belongs to me. It belongs to all of us. You know, my dad used to recite this poem. He used to sing this, you know, I won't remember all of this, and I'll massacre it, but, you know, the vaults are made of silver with a guard at every door, or the vaults are made of marble with a guard at every door, and the vaults are filled with silver that you and I have fought and died for, okay? And that's the state of affairs. That wealth of the nation belongs to you. It belongs to me. It belongs to him, her, all of us. It's yours. You were born unspeakably wealthy. Not because I say so or any man, because God says so. That is your reality. That should be the paradigm that you embrace. Okay, that's it. And that's the one that you need to endorse and condone and tell other people that they need to, and be empowered with that. You are equally righted. You are equally entitled by the Constitution of the United States. And America should look after itself, and it should isolate for a while, get its own act together, stop letting our own native sons and daughters die out in the cold before we start helping anybody anywhere in the world, Obama. You can kiss my butt, okay? As far as I'm concerned, Obama, I got nothing nice to say to you. You're a useless pustule. You're just acting for the New World Order cabal. I think that you're being evil. I think you're a deliberate deceiver. Okay, and I'm calling you out on that. And I'd talk to you mano on mano. And any of you guys, you insane McCain out there, I know you people. And you sicken me. You're putrid bunch of scum. That's the way you're behaving. I'm not condemning you. I'm not judging you. That's up to God alone. I'm not your owner. I'm not your creator. But you will answer. Okay, this idea that you can take Lucifer's side in this thing. Remember, Lucifer is the devil now. Lucifer is Satan now. He's fallen. He's rebelled against God. And he's getting his butt kicked. And it's become increasingly more evident who's going to win this final battle for souls and for the planet. Okay, the good guy is going to win this thing. So that's a message to all the useless pustules out there. Okay, all you New World Order cabal and all your affiliates out there, you're going down, man. That's it. because I know I have a right to be an optimist. Not only a right, I've got grounds, I've got evidence. Okay, good, strong evidence that the good guy always wins. Light is stronger than darkness. Good is stronger than bad. Truth is stronger than lies. And on in that theme. And that's why I know what Scripture says. Everything that has said is either come to be, is coming to be right now while I'm speaking, or will end up coming to be. And if you know how the story ends, it ends very well for the righteous, decent, upright people, the godly ones, the holy ones, the good ones, the humanitarian ones, the righteous ones that want truth, logic, ethics, moral to be the rule of the day. They just want to be free. They're willing that everybody else be free. To live in that kind of a world. Absolute freedom, because freedom is an absolute quality. And we must be absolutely free. We must be free from the hold of Satan, this negativity, this evil. We don't need it in any way, shape, or form. And we, the people, are going to get away from it. Believe me, we're going to get away from it. In God's time, though, not ours. I wanted to point out how your willingness, or my willingness, coupled with mine or your ability to capitulate to economic enslavement directly harms others. And I talked about the auction analogy. It's just like that. It shouldn't be too hard to see, to figure out what I'm talking about. But that seems to be what our economic system has descended into. It's full-on anarchy. It's just, going to the highest bidder, man. It's been doing that for decades now. And it's messed up. I'm telling you, it's messed up. And the rest of the country, I want you to get ahead of the curve. I'm trying to save you. They're trying to make just like they did to California, the majority of residents now are renting, and homelessness is exploding everywhere as people are broken. I'm out, just like a gamble. I'm out. I'm out of the game. I'm out. They're dropping like flies. That's what they want to do to you. What do you think? That's the way. When they say devour, they got nothing more to devour. They got to get fresh meat. So that's what they do. They need to steal your home. They need to enslave you. They need to get those low-end houses. They don't want up-and-coming family to get some fixer-upper, get some deal and survive and actually make it into the middle class. They don't want that. They don't want you to have any safety and security, any financial freedom. They don't want you to have that. And that's what I'm trying to save you from. So that's what I mean. You want to keep your rents low, your cost of housing low, your cost of living, your cost of survival low, your taxes low, your burden low. Okay, believe me, I know what the advice I'm giving you is sound, believe me. It's coming from above, man. I've tapped into that source, anybody can, and it's all there. It's not like I hear voices in my head. I just hear the truth come through. I hear answers to questions that I ask. They come through if I'm just being honest. And again, it doesn't take a high IQ or great intellect. I really don't believe that. I don't believe I'm any smarter than anybody else. I believe the same things, gifts God endowed me with, endowed everybody. I get just as fuzzy in my head as anybody. I feel like I'm using 1/10 of my brain. As science says, that's about all we're using. So yeah, I stumble over words all the time, and I misspeak, and I say stupid things, and I say things I'm sorry for, just like everybody else. I'm just human. And we have to give each other a break. I need a break. Give each other slack. I need slack. Don't condemn, but try to win people over. Try to convince them to your belief system. If you're an egalitarian and you want the best for not some people, but for everybody, you get that. You get that. You're on everybody's side. You become God's friend. You're a friend of humanity. And you're empowered, man. And even if you don't get any power in this life, you will get it in the hereafter, man. God's got great rewards. It says anybody, whatever you do for the least of men, you will receive your reward. You give one of these little ones that love me a drink of cold water, man, you're going to get it back in spades. Believe me, God just looking forward to just pouring out his generosity, his liberalism on all of us. And loving all of us and getting us to be obedient to him because we damn well want to, because we love him. We want to please him above all else. We want to honor him above all else. That's our motivation. There's no ulterior motive except for the love of God, for the love of humanity, for the love of freedom and joy and happiness and peace and contentment and euphoria. That's it. Prosperity for all, not for some. That's a reality we can have and we will have. It's going to the righteous. So yeah, jump on that ship, man. No, you come to this side. You know, I'm not jumping on the side of evil, not for any amount of money. No, no, no. I love doing what I do for free, and I go earn my money some other way. That doesn't mean I look down on anybody else that needs money doing what I do, talking on working for a radio show, or on an internet show or anything else. I don't hold it against anybody. I understand. I don't think you're any less. I don't think I'm any better. I don't want to be better than anybody. I don't see that as profitable. And in a metaphorical way, I don't see that to being any avail. I don't see how me being the best guy in the world, the greatest guy in the world, I don't see how that, that's for all of us. We're all great people. We all have great capacity and ability to be great. And we all have to also admit that we all have a great propensity to be wicked and evil and to rationalize stuff for our own belief system, to suit our own beliefs.